Hello and welcome to this playthrough of Factorio, where I am building a megabase on Earth. I am using a mod, Cities of Earth, focusing on the Old World Hemisphere. My goal is to reach 10,000 science per minute with a rail-based design. The resources are set to maximum size and density, and biters and pollution are turned off. The mod list is shown in the description, as well as a link to my Twitch channel, High Speed. Please come visit me there. Questions and comments are welcome. Thank you for watching.
So I'm only going to be loading one of them, but this will A, ensure that both sides of the belt get loaded, which generally doesn't matter. But B will ensure that I get a steady flow instead of it being starved because it's only being half fed. Now in this case, it's a little more difficult. Now the ones in the middle only need a single. No, that doesn't work either. Yeah, that doesn't line up right either. So this is going to have to be fine. That's not good either. All right, that's as good as that's going to get. Now for this, I'm reasonably certain I'd be better off like that. As well as this. Because they're a single. And with that being a double, I'd rather keep it this way. I may merge these later. And by may merge these, I mean smash these together so that they use the same beacons, and I'm not overusing beacons like that. All right, got that. Rocket fuel and solid fuel. Those are going to need pipe connections, so let's pause on those. Let's get the circuits going, even though the one's going to need a pipe connection. I think I already did the accumulators, even though they need batteries. That can go there. I'll just bring this stuff over. How far up does this go? It goes into the water. Do I care? Maybe I just delete all of that. Jack! Welcome! Thank you for the raid. Hope you had a good stream. Factorio? I take it? I am designing a rocket silo complex. And mapping out Africa. I don't think I'm going to use this. Working on improving smelting. Well, I appreciate you trusting your viewers over to me. I will try to be fun, engaging, and entertaining. Or at least I'll try not to shit on myself. I'm not always successful at that. All right. Going to be going to a new design paradigm where I'm mostly verticals and hardly any horizontals, so all this is going to get replaced. Keep going. There we go. Colonel Will, thank you for the raid. I saw you were doing some design work. I'm doing design work too. I can't give you a shout out yet because I just gave one, but I can say hi to everybody. About, of course, I'm doing it wrong. Odaba. Oh, I had that backwards. Well, now I almost got more faster. If I zoom out far enough, everything falls apart. So I am designing a space complex. I finished the thing that I was doing for speed modules, so I now have a train with 16,000 speed modules in it. And I've got another 8,000 in storage. And that reminds me, I need to come over here and switch this over. Well, they would have just come over here, right? Okay, so what we're going to do is switch all of this to prod mods because I see what I did. Because I'm not getting enough prod mods mid to late, so Yes, it does, Jack. It does feel weird. Well, Colonel Will, my streaming strategy for the past year has been I want to be the guy who's online so much that everybody just raids me. And that's how I was going to grow my channel. Well, that's good to know. That's encouraging. I mean, I will. Too bad Nephrons doesn't raid people. 400 people. That would be kind of nice to have visitors like that. So I am going to go back to my satellite facility design after I dump out all of this. I actually have a purple chest specifically for this. I was commissioned a few more houses today, so I have built those. So I built Odense for Beardless One, Beardless Dane, and Frankfurt for Fennec. So kind of fun. Just a little house. I had a slightly larger one I had to build recently. Oh yeah. Baddest visited. And so I built him his castle, because he's a subscriber. Subscribers get slightly bigger houses. Yeah, Burgers, that's what my plan was. Um, that's what my plan is. Okay, onward with this design. So, Will, if you're still here, did you get any good designs going? I mean, your stuff is just out of this world. um, I heard at one point the conversation was that you were thinking of doing a 256 lane mixer, and your support team was like, "No, no, we're not going to do that." I think that's what I heard. Ouch. Did you get anything you could utilize, though? I mean, when you say gave up, do you mean just throw it all away, or do you have stuff that you can make use of later? Okay, so. Ow, that sucks. Sorry, man. So that's going to be water, that's going to be oil. I'll just put this somewhere in here. So, as the eternal optimists tell me, that when you have that type of situation, it's like, well, you learned what doesn't work. I'm like, yeah, I learned that I wasted a whole bunch of time. That's what the frick I learned. But I'm not one of those eternal optimists. uh, all right, so that's the balancing belt. Why not just take it out of there? Because we're not doing the same design, so let's not keep doing it the same way. Yeah, it's not going to pull evenly from all of these, but they'll balance out. Yeah, it's funny you say that because when I had this in my copy buffer just a few seconds ago or a minute ago, I went to I was about to hit flip because I was thinking of putting the output on the right hand side and the input on the left. And it went, no, that's not going to work for us. So I didn't. So, um, let's see. Might as well get maximum size out of that for now. Really? That doesn't reach? That's disappointing. Rail to rail. Hmm. All right, so that'll get you your water and your oil. We're not going to be coming out from the top on this, so we're coming out from the bottom. And we don't need any of this because we're not synchronizing any of that. We just need you to shift over one so I can get you out in the space that I have. And you weren't going to happen, and you weren't going to happen. You already eliminated. I might just send these out straight to the side. Because why not? So I've got some cracking that has to happen, and I need some tanks for that too. I think I will do that. This is going to be a one-off type of thing. I'm not a fan of that, but so that's 2 tanks. If I shove this up and shove this down, I can't do that. I don't much care. I really, the thing I need the most at the bottom is at the top. That's fine. Dicking around with that too much. All right, so I need to crack everything that is red. Um, into yellow, but I need to limit how much I crack. And I don't need to tile this, so I can just smash these together. So this could be kind of ugly, and if you're sensitive to that, you should avert your eyes. Because I might not even do this. Unfortunate there, but c'est la vie. Yeah, Monster, that's a good drink for me. I like it. Ooh, that's sexy. Now, that takes care of you. I only want to crack you if this goes at a certain level. Now, I'm going to need water to make that happen. I might tidy this up later, but for now, you know, here we are. Rather than do that, I could bring that over there. If I do this as tightly as I can, and then I just do this, and then do that. So this is oil. This is this oil. You would go like that. Yeah, it's still 12. But you have to check with this to make sure that you can do that. So if you're over 20,000, but that's unlimited. This is probably where I'm going to do that. I will wire this to this tank, and unfortunately I don't have those two things, but your wire is going to be a green wire. While you do that, I'll get these bots, or these guys doing some stuff and some things. Good. Okay, so a green wire that goes here to here, and you say that if the oil is greater than or equal to 20,000, then you go ahead and crack something. And then we'll take this and we'll go like that. And then we'll take your output and we'll put it into a tank. Like that. What would probably serve me better is that pump not connected to a water line? It's connected to this water line. That's an oil line. Good catch. This is water. Yes, smoking. One of the 3 ways you can control 4 ways. One of the 4 ways you can control cracking is to check to see if the supply tank is at or above a limit, destination tank is at or above a limit, or below a limit. You can control input fluids, either water or oil, or you can control output fluids, is that you could put a pump on the output and only allow this to output if, that condition is met. So I think I'd rather do this so that I don't get any slosh back. Now, if I were to try and condense this, it would look like that. Can I condense that to save those 2 beacons? So let's save this off, move it there, delete all this stuff in the middle, delete those 2 beacons, cut this, paste it here. What would work? That would work, that would work. This no longer works because you're no longer an oil thing. I've lost this. Which was kind of important. But now I no longer have this pump control here. However, I could do that here. Can't do it here. I could control the output like I was just talking about. I could do it there. Still check that tank, but use that. So I need to put a tank here, though. Wow, that's pretty good reach. So that's really nice. That's really nice. So what I'd be saying is not that. One off. If it was here, it would work. Which I could manipulate this into making that there. Yeah, I think that will. And then I will control this this way. I don't. That was weird. Well, first of all, apparently Piccadilly's faceless. Get out of the way. Piccadilly doesn't work on ghosts, so. All right, except for that's wrong. That's not the right one. It's that one. So that says you are only going to output from this if that is above 20,000 or about 90% full. So here we have a compact little cracking facility. I probably could have done that a lot better, but there we go. That's it. I think power is just going to be ugly. But hey, lamps. I got lamps. So that's nice. All right, we'll call that good. Moving on. That is some oil cracking. Now I need to make plastic and this other stuff and that other thing and those things of those things. Whatever the heck these are. Let's see if we can come up with something good for these. So I need to make batteries. Yeah, I can stack batteries quite high. So let's apply the same philosophy we had over there to these batteries and to this fuel and to this fuel. Which is to say, we're going to stack them. And we're going to invert them. One, two, and three. And then the batteries. One, two, three, four. What does Kirk say I need for batteries? Yeah, I need exactly 4. I thought I already did. Yeah, I already did the accumulators over there. So let's get rid of these from here. Oh, I've got those over here. Now these have pipes, so it's going to be a little different. And this is a really heavy load in order to get maximum throughput. I have to remember that. But I don't need you to continue on. I mean, I might, depending on my design, because I might stack these 3. Because petrogas, water, petrogas, water. Rocket fuel needs this. Just keeping a little semblance of consistency from site to site. So let's see, you're an acid. You're a yellow, you're a yellow. So these might be able to be chained together because they're yellow oil, and that's right here. So with the way this works, not quite, but maybe. No. It's just going to be off, and that'll be awkward either way. Yeah, you'd be off there too. I don't want to go too stray from my design patterns. I mean, I'm not even thrilled that I've done this because it's different than what I normally do. So if I do that, then it gives me the opportunity with this solid fuel to at least go here and have things lined up. Now, these aren't lined up, but I can make them that way. And then this can go off to the side and I can do things over there. Of course, I'm not thrilled about this getting longer down there. Or wider. I'd rather this thing not be wide. Because my other designs stay within a certain width of their item set. And while I'm designing a one-off for a rather large complex, I'd rather it be tall rather than tall and wide. But if it's this wide, and then it's this wide, then as long as it stays within this, then I'm probably okay with that. The things that need petrogas are plastic and sulfur. And then the sulfur converts sulfuric acid, which then converts to batteries. And I don't see anything else. The sulfuric acid also needs to come down for a piece that I've totally lost. There they are. There they are. Use guys. You need to be converted to a vertical as well. Now you're not going to be doing 4 because you're just 3. I don't know that I can do this because I don't think with copper cable, I don't think I can do 3 without over consuming or over outputting. I'm over consuming, but I'm way over outputting on the belt. What the hell am I even doing with only 2? Do I have something wrong here? So I think I did some math wrong somewhere. Because 60, 34, 340. Yeah, it looks like I got some math wrong. Yeah, because this copper cable build is wrong. Let me check the other double output items, rails. This outputs 1 belt of rails, so I'm sending it 1 north and 1 south. This is just over a belt of rails, so that's 1 north and 1 south. Yeah. Add tag, copper cable. I broke it. That's going to take a bit of work. Because I basically have to double my number of copper cable stations. And they are kind of tightly packed into where they belong or where they go. Might explain why my copper cable has been just garbo. Because up here in this, the copper cables have been very disappointing. But when I look at this one, yeah, you are almost filling a belt all by yourself. But if that's true, and it's apparently not, then this wouldn't get to output at all. So I mean, 996 should not let this output hardly at all. And I can see some pretty healthy gaps there. What are you using for inserters? Yeah, you need 2 inserters to get it all out. But I'm also not seeing you as empty ever. And I'm thinking that what I need to do here is put another set of inserters on top and send that through too. Because this is not fully emptying. It went yellow, and it should not do that. So if it's yellow, it's not going to accept new stuff. And that means that it needs more output. Okay, so 2 things need to be done. This needs to be cut down to only 1. And I need to add extra output. Which the extra output is easy. Cutting it down to 1, well, I still need that throughput, right? I mean, this thing still needs that many frickin' copper cables. So how many is this? 16? Copper cables. I still need 144.5 copper cables a minute. Well, total. I still need 380,000 copper cables a minute. So each one of these is 32. 32 times 5 is 160. Hi, Mucky. Not soon. I'm fiddling. I've decided that what I'm going to do, I don't know how long you've been here, Mucky, but I've decided that what I'm going to do is I'm going to build 1 space complex per rocket silo. So in summary, what I figured out is I was looking at doing this with the 3 can fill a belt, right? So 3 rocket silos, fill a blue belt, put it on a train, take the train back for research. And then I would have to take the output of this stack, because this will produce enough for 3 rocket silos, each of these. I'd have to split them, and then I'd have to combine the output. But that goes against my design philosophy of having a dedicated thing for a dedicated thing. So I went and re-looked at it and said, what would it take to build enough components for one rocket silo. And that's what these are. Now, they're not laid out, so they're not placed in space. They're just accumulated. So, this is what it would take in terms of all of the things in sizing. And then in terms of this is double the amount of resources it needs. It really only needs one of these. But because of the way I've designed these things, it's optimal for me to, and with the resources, it's optimal for me to just keep that the way it is. So that's iron and that's copper. That's oil and that's coal. So what I want to do is I want to figure out placement of this such that these trains are isolated. Yes, it will. Yes, it will. It'll probably triple the number of trains I'm using. But to address that, and it might not be a good idea. It might be, absolute fail. But with this sort of output, I would be combining the output of these three and either putting them each on their own train or merging them all onto the same train so that these, instead of a 1 to 6, would be a 3 to 6. And if I'm doing that, I'm not filling one belt, right? I'm the output, it really is only if 3 of them fill one belt, then this is really not that, right? It's really more like 2 coming in. On each of these. Right. And so then I would be doing something like send these over here, send these over here, so that I could load the train up. Yes, they will. Yes, they will. So maybe I need more. I understand that. I thought about that. What I'm thinking of doing here is that instead of a 383 silo train here is a 121 or a 222 so that it's fast. And then I agree with you. And then instead of having a 383 unloader here, have a series of 222 unloaders that merge together and feed this. Because the other thing that I really want to do is when you take all of this rail into consideration, I did it a little bit here. There's no rail traffic outside. The fuel is in here. Other than my 16,000 speed 3s that are sitting on this train and its complementary 2,000 that are there, and the fact that this one copper is on the other side of this intersection, there's no need for anything to leave this station, leave this rail pack. And what I want to do is design a neighborhood.